Hey, welcome back to Reading the Bible Together. Pastor Joe here again today. I'm Pastor Matt. We're jumping into Matthew 24 today, and we're going to be asking those questions. What's going on in the text? What does it mean to you, and what are you going to do today, having read? And so, Pastor Joe, I'll let you take it over again.
Okay, thank you, Matt. Chapter 24. Jesus left the temple and was walking away when his disciples came up to him to call his attention to the buildings, right? You can picture this. Don't you see all these buildings? They asked. I tell you the truth. Not one stone here will be left on another. Every one will be thrown down. As Jesus was sitting on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately, and they said, "Tell us, right? Tell us, when is this going to happen? And what will the sign be of your coming, the sign of the end of the age?" Jesus answered, "Watch out that no one deceives you. For many will come in my name claiming that I am the Christ and will deceive many. You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you are not alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come. Nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of birth pains."
Then they will deliver you up to tribulation and put you to death, and you will be hated by all for my name's sake. And then many will fall away and betray one another or hate one another. And many false prophets will arise and lead many astray. And because lawlessness will be increased, the love of many will grow cold. But the one who endures to the end will be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom will be proclaimed throughout the whole world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come. So when you see the abomination of desolation spoken of by the prophet Daniel standing in the holy place, let the reader understand. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let the one who's on the housetop not go down to take what is in the house. Let the one who's in the field not turn back to take his cloak. And alas, for women who are pregnant, and for those who are nursing infants in those days, pray that your flight may not be in winter or on a Sabbath, for then there will be great tribulation, such as has not been from the beginning of the world until now, no, and never will be. And if those days had not been cut short, no human being would be saved. But for the sake of the elect, those days will be cut short. Then, if anyone says to you, "Look, here is the Christ," or "There he is," do not believe it. For false Christs and false prophets will arise and perform great signs and wonders, so as to lead astray, even if possible, the elect. See, I've told you beforehand. So if they say to you, "Look, he's in the wilderness," don't go out. And if they say, "Look, he's in the inner rooms," don't believe it. For as the lightning comes from the east and shines as far as the west, so will be the coming of the Son of Man. But wherever the corpse is, there the vultures will gather.
Immediately after the distress of those days, the sun will be darkened and the moon will not give its light. The stars will fall from the sky and heavenly bodies will be shaken. At that time, the sign of the Son of Man will appear in the sky, and all the nations of the earth will mourn. They will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds in the sky with power and great glory. And he will send his angels with a loud trumpet call, and they will gather his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heavens to the other. Now, learn this lesson, the lesson of the fig tree. As soon as its twigs are tender and its leaves come out, you know that summer is near. Even so, when you see all these things, you know that it is near, right at the door. I tell you the truth, this generation will certainly not pass away until all these things have happened. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass away.
But concerning that day and hour, no one knows. Not even the angels of heaven, nor the Son, but the Father only. For as were the days of Noah, so will be the coming of the Son of Man. For in those days, before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day when Noah entered the ark, and they were unaware until the flood came and swept them all away. So will be the coming of the Son of Man. Then two men will be in the field. One will be taken and one will be left. Two women will be grinding at the mill. One will be taken and one left. Therefore, stay awake, for you do not know on what day your Lord is coming. But know this, that if the master of the house had known in what part of the night the thief was coming, he would have stayed awake, and he would not have let his house be broken into. Therefore you must also be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect.
Who then is the faithful and wise servant, whom the master has put in charge of the servants in his household to give them their food at the proper time? It will be good for that servant whose master finds him doing so when he returns. I tell you the truth, he will put him in charge of all his possessions. But suppose that servant is wicked and says to himself, my master is staying away for a long time. Then he begins to beat his fellow servants and to eat and drink with drunkards. The master of that servant will come on a day when he does not expect him, and an hour he is not aware of. And he will cut him to pieces and assign him a place with the hypocrites, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
All right, Pastor Joe, long chapter today.
Long chapter.
Lots going on, but if you were going to pick one thing for kind of focusing on, what stands out to you?
Yeah, wow, so much, especially in today's world, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because this feels like it's like Jesus.
Today.
Are you talking about today?
Right now.
Like right now.
Yeah.
So much. So hear this as a little bit of a comfort, right?
Yeah.
Every generation since Jesus has thought that their generation was going to be the last generation,
Yeah.
right? The troubles, the tribulations in the world, Jesus is telling us that, no, this is just part of the nature of life. The reminder that when the Son of Man comes back again, you're not going to miss it. Like, you're going to see him, the whole world's going to see him, it is going to happen, and you don't have to worry about not knowing that it's going to happen. You're going to see it, and you're going to be aware. And I'm reminded that, even in our day today, people like to say things like, oh, hey, I figured it out, or I decoded it, I know the plan, right? The first thing I always tell people, as soon as someone says that they know, stop listening to them, because they are obviously,
We're done.
That's right, we're done
Good
at that
talk.
point. That is, as soon as they know when the end is coming, they are someone you are not supposed to listen to, period.
Yeah. No, that's right on. And I think just that being ready aspect.
Yeah.
Living our lives as if Jesus is going to come back before we're done recording.
That's right.
That's the idea. So what does it mean for you, right? In the midst of, hey, comparing generation to generation, we've always been ready. But what does that mean for us today?
It means that, in the midst of despair, don't let yourself be so consumed with the despair that you miss that there's still stuff to do. Because if Jesus hasn't come back, it means that he's expecting us to do stuff, right?
Yeah.
He's expecting his kingdom to continue to grow, and for us to continue to invite people into the kingdom and look for ways to see that kingdom advancing, even in the midst of the tribulation and the hurt and the pain and the brokenness. That's why we're here.
Yeah,
right?
I love that. And just as like Jesus was finishing about the faithful and wise versus the foolish or evil servant, like, are we doing the things that he's prepared in advance for us to do?
That's right.
Right? That's the deep meaning
right.
for me. Like, there are obviously ways that I should be acting in my life. Love shared with my wife, with my children, with my coworkers, with the people that I meet in the community. Am I doing those things, right? I think that's the kind of deep meaning welling up inside of me.
Absolutely, because I can't control outcomes,
Right.
but I can control me.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
At least I should be trying.
Right.
So-
So what are you going to do today? We're talking practically, so what are you going to do?
Yeah, what am I going to do? I'm going to remind myself that no matter what is in front of me and no matter what it is that I'm afraid of or fearful of or anxious about, that moment is not the end, right? There is actually going to be a moment beyond that. And even though in the short term I may not like it, Jesus is going to bring me through it, and I'm trusting him that he's going to take care of me in the meantime.
I love that. I love that. I'm going to keep it super practical and simple. I'm going to drive my route for the carpool. That's it. It's super easy, but it's a way to love practically someone else. So after basketball practice tonight with Coach Sam, I'm going to drive. I'm going to drive the carpool. So that's me.
That's right.
What about you? It's allowed to be that simple. It does not have to be extra. You can drop your notes in the comments down below, and we'd love to hear from you. But Pastor Joe, thanks again for joining.
Thanks for being with us. Can't wait to see you tomorrow.